Welcome back, Cheeseheads, to another episode of BAM GPG. So, Bryson, today we've got to rant a little bit on this game because, yes, our Green Bay Packers lost today at home, 16-13 to the Carolina Panthers, who were underdogs going into this game at Lambeau Field. You know, it's a game we absolutely should have won today, and we've got to get a lot to unpack, right, in this episode here. Stagnant offense, once again, questionable play calling from head coach Matt LaFleur, and really just missed opportunities and injuries starting to pile up. So let's get into this one here today, Bryson. Sir, first the scoreboard, right? The Packers, after the loss today, fall to 5-2-1 on the season. The Panthers improve to 5-4 on the season. That's not the disaster of dropping out of contention just yet, right? But when you're the Packers, right, you're at home at Lambeau Field, you're expected to dominate a lesser opponent, even injured opposition like we were today, right? You lose games like this, and you pay, right? It's going to catch up to you at some point. The Panthers' 49-yard walk-off field goal today ended it all. What makes this sting even more, Bryson, is Green Bay actually outgained Carolina in total yards today, 369 to 265, but still lost the game. So that tells you right there, the offense, they moved the ball, but they weren't finishing all game. That's on scheming, right? That's on execution. That's on Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff. On the players, to a certain extent, but when the scheme is stale, you can't blame it all on the players. A lot of that falls directly onto the coaching staff and Matt LaFleur, right? So let's talk offense here. Quarterback Jordan Love, he was 26 of 37 for 273, one interception, and 0 touchdowns on the game. That's just not good enough, and it's not what you expect from a quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, right? For how talented this skill position is, this group that we have here in Green Bay, for how many opportunities this team had today, the big issue was the red zone paralysis, right? According to the breakdown, Green Bay got into the red zone about 5 times today, and yet that only resulted in 1 touchdown all game. That's absolutely unacceptable. It's one thing to move the ball between the 20s, and it's another to put points on the board when it matters in the game.
And I also feel like for quarterbacks, you should have more touchdowns than interceptions.
Yeah, absolutely. What felt stale to me, Bryson, the calls looked extremely predictable during the game today. On 3rd and 3, inside of the 10-yard line, the Packers ran a screen pass to the running back, lost yardage, and settled for nothing. Right. Meanwhile, the deep shots, they weren't showing up all game. The Panthers, they were comfortable taking away the explosive plays for the Green Bay Packers and really forced Love forced one of those deep passes into a triple coverage, ultimately getting picked off there. So the result, long drives turning into field goals. Missed kicks. You saw McManus miss a 3rd kick in 2 weeks today, and a defense that really forced us into hoping for a blowout when rather dominated Green Bay's offense, so to say, right? In 2025, for this Green Bay Packers team, that should not be the Packers' identity this season with the weapons they have on offense. Now, probably my biggest rant part here, Bryson, is Matt LaFleur's play calling. Now, I'm not saying Matt LaFleur is a bad coach. I'm saying tonight his decisions, they really cost us the game. One glaring moment in this game was when we're at the Carolina 13-yard line, 4th quarter, trailing 13-6. It's 4th and 8. The safe calls that kick the field goal, take the 3 points, get within 4, and make it a 1-score game, right? No, Matt LaFleur elected to go for it. Jordan Love's desperation throw falls incomplete, right? Drive ends, no points are added to the scoreboard, and then the Panthers, at the end of the game, march right down the field for that game-winning field goal. Now, what's worse, Bryson, is Matt LaFleur said after the game, hindsight 2020, right? You hear this all the time for LaFleur. He said, kind of quote, "I wish I would have taken the points. It was a bad decision," right? And if you know it's a bad decision, Matt LaFleur,
Yes.
why risk it? right? When the offense it's been stalled up all day, and your red zone conversion, it's been horrific the entire game. You take the points there, you don't give your opponent more hope, more momentum in the game. Just absolutely bad game management by Matt LaFleur there. And another Bryson, the play calling didn't adjust to what Carolina was doing on defense. They blocked our big plays, right? They took that away all game. They forced the screen passes. They made us play really inside, and we didn't respond well to that. We ran the same stuff over and over. We settled for field goals. That falls on the coaching staff once again, on the preparation for the game, on including better variety, right? Better tempo, more urgency. Instead, the offense, it fell flat. There was no rhythm, no spark. And when Love isn't being helped by scheme, when LaFleur is doing nothing to kind of set his players up for success there out on the field, they game down, right? You saw it in the Cleveland game. You saw it in this Carolina game. Teams we should not be losing to, and we did. So I'll acknowledge, the injuries. Tight end Tucker Kraft, he got carted off with what appears to be a serious knee injury in the third quarters. And Matthew Golden left with that shoulder injury. Left guard Aaron Banks and defensive lineman Colby Wooden also were in and out on the field there. So,
and it looks like Tucker Kraft's injury, the ACL.
yeah, it's very unfortunate. I'm hoping for the best. Didn't sound great after the game, but you never know. I guess just hope and pray for the best for him. But if nothing else, Musgrave, it's time for him to step back up again at that position. And I get it. Injuries happen. That's life in the NFL. They don't excuse the performance, right? If anything, they demand better coaching and better scheme to compensate for those injuries. And you don't let missing parts turn into a lackluster output, especially against a team like Carolina. You adapt. We didn't in this game, and that's why you're looking at a loss we really should have avoided today against the Carolina Panthers. Okay, so now what, people? So what must change immediately for the Green Bay Packers? The offense. They have to finish drives. Getting into the red zone 5 times and only getting 1 touchdown, absolutely ridiculous. They need more urgency, need more variety in the play calling, and they need to be more aggressive, right? The play calling must show adaptation to the game, right? You didn't see that a lot today. And if the opponent's taking away your big play and making you go, forcing you to the inside, you have to find some of those out routes, play action, motion, tempo, anything to keep that defense guessing when they're taking those away. On 4th downs, you have to be smarter, right? Game management matters in this league. And when you're not dominating, you're taking points off of the board, as you saw today. You don't gamble blindly. It's not always hindsight. It doesn't have to be that way. And finally, the mentality, right? This was a game that the Green Bay Packers should have won at home against the team missing some major pieces, right? If we're going to be serious contenders in the NFC this year, we have to win these kind of games. They're the ones that define your season. Losing them, especially at home, it's a setback for the Green Bay Packers. No way around it. So that's my rant for this. Frustrated? Yeah, you bet. Right? I love this team, but tonight they really let all the Packer Nation down here. They looked stale, looked unprepared for this game, and the coaching staff, they didn't push them far enough ultimately. And we've got to bounce back. We have a big primetime game Monday night coming up against the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll break into that as the week progresses here, Bryson.
I think that game, whoever wins that game, I think will probably be the number 1 in the NFC.
Yeah, ultimately, because that would give you the tiebreaker. So we'll get into that game, Bryson, later this week. We'll dig into some of the schemes, look at how Love can, possibly elevate this offense, hold this coaching staff accountable. You got to get Matthew Golden involved. You have a first-round rookie wide receiver. He's got excellent hands. Why he's not a bigger piece of the offense just baffles me at this point. So you got to find a way to get Matthew Golden involved, especially with Tucker Kraft, your leading receiver, going down for what appears to be a serious knee injury. But thanks for tuning in today, guys, for another episode of BAM GPG. Stay strong. We'll bounce back. We got Philly on Monday night. And Bryson, as always,
it's go back, go.